Welcome to the Tongue of the Trees. I'm Elizabeth Ashley, the Secret Healer, and today's video is what is Laurel Essential Oil for? So the chances are you haven't come here looking through keyword research, because this is just not an oil that people would come upon accidentally, but perhaps you found it in our Tongue of the Trees set, or you've seen another aromatherapist talking about the marvellous effects they've had from using Laurel Essential Oil. And I have to say, I am newly acquainted with this oil. Do you know, I say that, I remember working with it in the 1990s, and I can remember writing an article on it, but then not replenishing my supply. And I do remember that this one, it didn't smell as nice as this. This is one I've had from Kathy Skipper and Florian Birkmeyer from Kathy's Attars, and this is much softer than the one I worked with. It's funny how you have like a fragrant memory that stays with you. That one was much sharper. But it's a lovely, lovely oil, and it's extremely helpful on all levels, on the physical level, on the emotional, mental and spiritual levels too. In this video though, we're only going to talk about the physical properties of the essential oil. If you want to know more about the metaphysical stuff, the safety, the blending, click on the link below. As ever, there is another video hosted on my website, along with lots of links to all of the tools that we use from this video. So I guess the most important aspects of laurel oil are, actually this is what I picked up on it the first time I picked it up. What I usually do is tune into the oil first, sort of write down all my notes and go, right, this is what I think, and then look it up with the authorities. But I guess we're talking about 1996, 97, there was very little written about it, but I immediately remembered Respiratory, and that I used to use it to rid the lungs of petrochemicals. That was a real strong specific, and of course I had no backup to be able to say whether that is right or wrong, but now we know it is tremendous oil for the respiratory system. So things like coughs, colds, asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, it has this beautiful affinity for the respiratory system, and you can feel it as soon as you breathe it. It's kind of got that pervasive way that like eucalyptus has, or tea tree, and you can feel it go straight down into your lungs. It's very, very clearing. But it's so much softer than the other respiratory oils. You know how they have that real sharpness to them? It's definitely there, but it's kind of got a powdery, light aroma. Much, much nicer. Beautiful. One of the things that is interesting to me about laurel oil is it laurel or is it bay, right? And I'm still not 100% sure I know the answer to it. But so this is bay leaf, and then of course I was going to cut some laurel out of the garden, but I can't actually remember where it is in the garden to be able to do it. But laurel leaves are much bigger. Now I'm pretty sure that this one that you use in cooking is Pimenta racemosa, which is a different essential oil, but I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure this is the big, glossy, very sort of lime coloured leaf laurel. Either way, same family, and they would have in terms of sort of magical and historical uses, the evidence that we have is interchangeable. There's no way of being able to work out which was which, so that's interesting. However, just as we would use this in cooking to help digestive, then the essential oil Laurel Essential Oil is digestive too, particularly for things like indigestion or for flatulence, and it is very good carminative oil as well. So if we're hiccuping or burping or, you know, just churning round Laurel is just beautiful. What it's exceptionally good for is healing the skin. Normally, I would say, you know, if you had an abscess on your skin, then I would go myrrh or galbanum, but laurel is equally as good, and it has that kind of, the same kind of cleansing sharpness that tea tree has as well. It feels more clinical and astringent and antiseptic than the others do, but that's just perception. I'm not sure whether that would be true or not. And like I say, liver, petrochemicals in the liver, but it is a tonic for the liver generally. So I would encourage you to watch the Mandarin video, actually, to talk, because I went deeply into how stress affects the adrenals and the liver. So I won't go over that again, but when we are stressed and our adrenal system becomes depleted, what it will do is draw energy from the pituitary gland, but also from the liver. So the liver, in a environment where we live in prolonged stress all of the time, for the most part, is toxic in most people. Remember that I've written a book about the liver. It's called The Essential Oil Liver Cleanse, and you might find that interesting. And I remember clearly writing about the evolution of man, just a small section, but you know, so right from the movement through Australopithecus to Neanderthal man. So gradually we're standing upright over millions upon millions of years to Homo sapiens sapiens, which is what we are now. Thinking man, which I thought was ironic. But so we're talking about an emergence and an evolution over hundreds of millions of years. Yeah. And yet, if you consider that pharmaceuticals, for example, are not more than 150 years old, most of them. Some of them are like 10 years old, or things like the COVID vaccine that my daughter's on the trial, that's weeks old. And our livers have not evolved yet to be able to cleanse themselves of that kind of pharmaceutical debris. Likewise, the car and the planes and trains emit all manner of petrochemicals into the air that we inhale via our respiratory system. They get lodged in the liver and can't move on eitherwards. And so, either. And so as this toxicity builds up, in the other video, in the Mandarin video, I talked about how when a liver is 30% or 70% dysfunctional, then you will have 30% toxicity. Well, the same is true. If you have a build-up of toxicity, which means that you have like a 25% toxicity level, then of course your liver can only work to 75%, and everything slows down. You know, remember that everything gets cleaned through the liver. So to have kind of oils that are tonics for the liver are very, very helpful. In the what I will say as a by the by, I don't think any essential oil will clean the liver completely. I don't think and oils like like tea tree, for example, that are high in phenols, the liver finds it hard to be able to metabolize them quite so much because they interact with cytochrome P450, I think is right. And so one needs to use other therapies as well. So in the Essential Liver Cleanse, for example, I teach vitamins and minerals and various supplements to help the liver to start working again. Also, Acupuncture and acupressure can be tremendous help. So we talk about the acupressure lines and how to use the essential oils on the meridians to be able to boost the liver. And certainly laurel is an excellent tonic for the liver. So going down the list here, I have tonic for the liver, digestion, flatulence, indigestion, carminative, wound healing, especially for abscesses, particular affinity to the respiratory system, and removes petrochemical debris from the liver. And I've put in brackets, channeled work from this. So that's all I got to tell you about the physical medicine, because we've got some recipes in the recipe hub where you'll learn how to use it more. I'm going to do something unorthodox now and skip down the list. So I can tell you that in the recipe hub this month, I've put in a digestive massage oil with laurel, a philosophical thought meditation blend, respiratory blend for acute bronchitis. Oh, I'm good. Can't tell you all of the spiritual ones, can I? An abscess ointment, a liver tonic, massage oil, and the rest are metaphysical. That's not to say that Gergely might not put some physical ones in, but that gives you an inkling into what is in the recipe hub this week. If you want to do that, head on over to video 2 on my website. You'll see the link for the recipe hub and how to get involved in that. For now, I'm going to sign off and say, look on the video below, come across onto the metaphysical, come and learn about the emotional, mental and spiritual aspects of laurel, which I absolutely love. I think it's a fascinating oil, and also how to blend it and the safety.
You get your phone, you turn it this way up, and then there's a little red subscribe button. Turn it grey by clicking it, and then there's a little bell. Click that and press all at the bottom of your phone or tablet or computer. It will say you will receive all notifications, and then there's a little hand with a thumbs up. Click that, it'll turn it blue and it says added to your liked videos, and there will be comments, and if you want to you can send a comment and say like hi's to Mum and Gergely, and then the link to the next video will be in the description below underneath the video. So bye.